Welcome back to Sunrise. Yes, indeed, we're focusing on the planned ULC strike. We've got Igwe Achese, who is the Deputy President of ULC and also the President of NUPENG. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we heard the minister there say that, look, this group is illegal, it's unknown to law, and you have no business embarking on strike. But from what we see in the dailies today, are you ignoring that and going ahead with the strike?
Well, Chamberlain, thank you very much for having me this morning. We've heard that comment severally. The issues of ULC is an illegal institution. It's very unfortunate that we're being taken aback. Nigeria is a member of the ILO, treaty, and Nigeria also signed most of those documents that establishes the labor institutions across the globe. And ULC cannot be an illegal institution, as assumed by the Minister of Labor. Of course, he has a responsibility as a minister to make his comments. I want to assume that the minister must say something, and that is part of his responsibility. You will agree with me that the issue of ULC has been on for the past about 1 year now. We've written a series of memos, Minister himself and all agencies. We've had a series of meetings. We've gone through...
That's about the registration?
Yes, about the registrations. We've also gone through the process of registration.
But has it been finalized?
Of course, the law is clear. When you talk about the issue, the act is very clear. When you talk about the issues of labor movement, organizations across the entire globe. If he assumed that ULC is illegal, is he assuming that NUPENG is also an illegal institution?
No, but for NUPENG, I mean, they completed the processes of registration. But for ULC...
Who? For NUPENG? Go ahead.
He didn't?
Look, for ULC, we have met all the demands of registrations.
Do you have the certificate of registration?
We don't need the requirement of the certificate for us to operate, provided, on the line, provided we have been able to meet the necessary requirements that is required. So why is the minister thinking otherwise? Of course, that's why I said he has a responsibility as a minister to still continue to make those comments. It's not in doubt. I'm not surprised at that comment. We expected it to come.
But what are those? You say you've met all the requirements of registration. So if you have,
yeah,
what are those requirements?
Of course, the requirement takes you to have your bylaws. It takes you to buy your forms from the Ministry of Labor, fill these forms, have your EGM or your Congress, Congress, and then conduct your elections, elect your officers, and then submit these forms back again.
Okay. So you bought the forms from the Ministry of Labor?
We've done all those processes.
You have the receipts of payment, of course.
We have everything.
You submitted the form back?
All is submitted. So at that point, you are, by virtue of the laws, to continue to do your activities, pending when...
But the forms need to be signed off on by the ministry, right?
Of course, it's with the ministry.
So have they signed off on it?
They've received the form. They've received it. Yes, they've signed that. Okay. The form that is important.
But have you received the certificate from the ministry?
That's what I'm saying. You don't need a certificate in the course of performing your labor activities. It doesn't require that. But the issue, look, let me be honest to Nigerians. You see, these are the problems we have in Nigeria. Nigeria wants to strangulate the processes of labor democracy, which is very bad. I say this clearly because I think back again when most of these labor centers were being formed. TUC that came up today was formed in, was certificated in 2005. And that was a presidential directive by Obasanjo when he was there as a president. Now, there is no labor center today in Nigeria. No labor center today in Nigeria that has gone through the process that ULC is going through to be registered or to be recognized. The idea of, talking about the process of registration and so on is to be recognized by the various government agencies and to be given that platform that is being given to NLC, TUC, and the rest of them. That is that purpose. The idea of labor, and then for government to say, okay, let's actually know how many labor federations are actually existing in the country. That is the process of that registration. It doesn't stop you from saying that you shouldn't operate.
Okay, so even though you've not been recognized by the ministry, you've decided to go on strike.
We look, Chamberlain, and let me be honest to you. When people begin to talk about issues of ULC and the issues of registration, it's like focusing much more on the issues of what? Registration and certificate of ULC.
Well, I'm asking this question because you've decided to go on strike.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're supposed to have a conversation. I mean, a striking organization would definitely have to come to a negotiation table, right?
Of course we are.
But which negotiation table would you be going to if you're not recognized by the Ministry of Labor?
Of course, the ministry. Look, I've said this again when you talk about which negotiation are you going to go to if you are not recognized. I've told you this again. It's clear. We've bought our forms. We've filled the processes. We've gotten our document submitted to the ministry. We've had a series of meetings. This is not the first meeting. We had a series of meetings over this issue. But look, take that aside. The issue in question on the line, that's why I see when I see Nigerians and then I see TUC, NLC on air making a press statement, the issues is just issue of registration, ULC should not be registered. I think that is just a flimsy coverage into some of the issues we have as labor issues.